Everyone in the crowded resort laughed when Adrian, the billionaire with a reckless smile, lifted a glass and joked about marrying the quiet cleaner who passed by. Why not? She looks like she needs the upgrade, he said loudly, and the people around him roared. Amora froze, embarrassed but too used to being invisible to respond. She kept walking, carrying her tray with trembling hands. But Adrian, always eager to impress his spoiled circle of friends, pushed the joke further. Watch me, I'll actually do it. The crowd cheered as he followed Amora and asked her to marry him for fun. Amora thought it was just another rich man's mockery, but the crowd insisted, chanting and filming. In the heat of humiliation, she whispered a shaky fine, only to make the moment stop. To everyone's shock, a real officiant happened to be nearby for a couple's ceremony, and within minutes, Amora found herself holding a certificate she didn't ask for. The crowd laughed, Adrian bowed dramatically, and Amora felt her world collapse. It was supposed to be a joke for them, but the pain she felt was very real. When the joke marriage trended online, Adrian loved the attention. He exaggerated the story, telling interviewers how a billionaire married a cleaner just to show he fears nothing. His friends reposted clips, laughing at Amora's confused face. Meanwhile, Amora returned to her small apartment, staring at the marriage certificate like it was a stain she couldn't wash away. Adrian never checked on her, never spoke to her, he treated the whole thing as a meme. Amora heard customers whisper whenever she cleaned rooms, "That's the joke wife." She swallowed the humiliation until it burned like acid in her chest. She knew she couldn't stay there. One night, she packed the few things she owned and walked away without telling anyone. She left the mockery, the whispers, and the shame behind, promising herself she would never be the woman they laughed at again. Months passed, and suddenly Adrian noticed something he never expected. The joke wasn't funny anymore. Every time someone brought it up, they asked, "So where's your wife now?" Adrian would shrug, but deep down, her disappearance bothered him more than he wanted to admit. He tried to laugh it off, but the story started making him look careless and arrogant. His friends began teasing him differently now. "Imagine your wife ran away from you." The shift irritated him. He tried sending people to check the resort and find her, but she was gone without a trace. For the first time, the billionaire felt the weight of what he had done. At night, he would scroll through the old clips, pausing on her face, the fear, the embarrassment, the strength beneath it. Something in him changed. The joke had become a wound he didn't know how to close. Amora rebuilt her life from scratch. She moved quietly, cleaned quietly, learned quietly, but this time, she saved. She enrolled in short courses that helped her sharpen her natural skills with people, organization, and leadership. Slowly, she climbed into roles that paid her better and respected her more. Her gentle nature and sharp mind attracted the attention of mentors who valued talent over status. They taught her how to run things, how to negotiate, how to see opportunities. Amora blossomed into someone confident and grounded, someone who no longer carried shame on her shoulders. She took a deep breath one morning, looked at herself in the mirror, and whispered, "I owe him nothing." And she meant every word. Within a year, Amora had built a thriving service management company. She trained teams, partnered with estates, hotels, and private mansions. People loved her work ethic, her integrity, and her story, though she never mentioned Adrian's name. She created something strong, something she could finally call hers. Her business grew fast, and she expanded boldly. Clients adored her calm strength, and employees loved her sincerity. She became known for transforming any place she touched into something efficient and warm. She rose not because of luck, but because of her quiet fire. And soon enough, whispers of her success reached the same social circles that once mocked her. Adrian was shocked when he heard a group of executives praising a woman named Amora, the same Amora he married as a joke. They talked about her company, her professionalism, and her leadership. Adrian pretended he already knew, but inside, confusion rattled his chest. He tried searching for information online, and there she was, poised, confident, elegant in her simplicity. No traces of the shy cleaner he mocked. Adrian felt something unfamiliar, regret. He whispered to himself, "What have I done?" That night, he couldn't sleep. The joke had turned into a haunting reminder that he had thrown away something rare. And she had risen without him. Their paths collided again when Adrian's own estate started suffering from poor staff performance. A friend recommended Amora's company, not knowing the history. Adrian agreed, curious and secretly hopeful. When Amora walked in for the assessment, Adrian's breath caught. She looked at him once, calm, unreadable, and greeted him like any other client. Adrian tried to joke about the past, but she shut it down politely. "This is business," she said, her voice steady. "Nothing more." Her professionalism stung him more than any insult could. He realized she had healed, and he hadn't. During her work at his estate, Amora treated Adrian with distance, not bitterness. This maturity shook him. He watched her lead her team, admired her confidence, and saw how everyone respected her. For the first time, Adrian felt small around someone. He tried to apologize multiple times, but she would simply say, "We're working. Please focus." Her strength made him confront the man he had been, reckless, childish, unkind. And the guilt swallowed him whole. Adrian began looking forward to her visits, wishing she'd smile at him the way she did at her staff. But she never did. One evening, Adrian cornered her gently and asked, "Why won't you let me apologize?" Amora looked at him, truly looked, and said, "Because back then, you didn't see me as human. I can forgive what happened, but I cannot forget what it taught me." Her words hit him harder than any slap. Adrian realized he had to earn forgiveness, not demand it. He slowly changed the way he treated people, starting with those who worked for him. And word spread, the billionaire was different, more aware, more considerate. But Amora remained firm. Respect was one thing. Trust was another. The more Adrian changed, the more he realized he genuinely admired Amora. It wasn't guilt anymore, it was affection. Admiration. Something deeper than anything he'd felt before. But Amora kept her distance, refusing to mix emotions with history. Adrian tried to show sincerity, through actions, not gifts or speeches. He started helping his staff, learning their stories, becoming more present. Amora observed silently, and though she never praised him, she noticed. Still, she protected her heart. She refused to be the woman he married as a joke again. Soon, Amora's achievements became widely celebrated. Invitations poured in for her to speak, mentor, advise. Her name became one that carried weight. Adrian watched her shine with pride he didn't have the right to express. People began mentioning her name more than his. She had become the inspiration, the success story, the whisper everyone admired. Adrian felt both joy for her and fear that he had lost his chance forever. One night, unable to hold it in any longer, he went to her and said, voice trembling, "Amora, I don't deserve anything from you. But I love you. I truly do." Amora stared at him quietly for a long time. The man who once mocked her now stood with teary eyes, hands shaking slightly. The powerful billionaire was begging, not for attention, not for forgiveness, but for a chance. A real chance. She stepped closer, her voice soft but firm. "Adrian, love is not something you earn with guilt. It is something you grow with actions. If you truly mean it, then show me, not for a day, not for a week, but with consistency." Adrian nodded, almost dropping to his knees, promising he'd wait as long as it took. Amora finally allowed a small smile. "We'll start as equals this time." And for the first time, Adrian felt genuine hope, not because she accepted him, but because she gave him a path to try. The joke marriage was behind them. The real story had just begun.